What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number one. Uno, if you speak Spanish, I think. Welcome to episode number one of Just Saying, where we debate sports, and other sports. You feel me? So we got my man Tim at the top, and on your bottom, repping LeBron James. We got my man Chuck Deezy. So hey. Say what's up to everybody, Tim, Chuck. Say what's up to my peoples.
Yo, what's up, everybody? We about to get into it full throttle tonight.
Skid everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Memorial Day.
Yes, sir. I ate good. I look Laker good. You feel me? Look Laker good. So yeah, we're gonna get off in here. Wyatt, what's up, Wyatt? Hey, holla at me, man. Hey, holla at me, bro. I know you an AI fan. We're gonna be doing the AI thing pretty soon. So we're gonna be doing it pretty soon. So we got my man Greg that'll be joining us here pretty soon. My man Greg.
He was feeling that IG music today. I know it.
Yes, sir. So I'm testing out some people right now. So y'all stop for just 1 second. Let me make sure that my man Darius can get in here. What's up? What's up, D?
What's going on?
All right, man. So we are live, just in case you don't know and you want to, just let you know everybody can see you right now. So this is he's gonna be one of my lifelines tonight for repping Kobe. You feel me? So, D, so everything works out fine. So hey, man, I'm gonna take you off right now, but hey, make sure you're checking the comments because I'm gonna bring you in right when I need you, bro.
Got you.
All right, man. All right, you guys. So let's get right off into this, man. It seems like we got a lot of comment. What's good, everybody? Jeezy. We got Iverson is the GOAT. Yes, sir. Smooth 23. Bro, I told you to hit me up on IG, man. You never hit me up, man. You gotta holler at me. Holler at me. Be lit. What's up, fam? Send you the link. Hey, man. Hey, ain't you on vacation? You in my area. You at the beach, man. Can you pick up the reception for this link? Let's see. Couldn't wait for the debate. Team LeBron. Okay. All right. Hey, Smooth, we might need your help tonight.
They're gonna need your help, Smooth. They're gonna need it.
All right. So let me see who I got right now. Let me pull in one more person to say what's up. This is my dog. Hey, what is up, Jeezy? This is another Kobe Bryant guy. Hey, KB24, we heavy tonight. We about to win. Y'all, we about to win. Yes, sir.
Everybody.
All right,
What's
so man.
up, brother?
Hey, I appreciate you, man, for holding it down for my man Kobe. So, hey, stay in the link, man. I'm gonna bring you on right when we need you, bro.
All right, for sure.
All right. So, for those of you that don't know, tonight we will be debating on who is the GOAT. LeBron, which will be represented. Hold on, let me show you. Which is gonna be Oh, I let them out. Hold on, let me get him up here. Can I get Chuck Deezy up here? Let me make sure I can get him. All right, let me see if I can get Chuck Deezy up here to the big screen. Y'all see, I'm trying to figure this stuff out. All right, maybe not. Anyway, right here, down on the bottom is Laker jersey. That's gonna be he's repping Team LeBron. He's gonna be giving out the stats, statistics, everything you need to know to prove his point that he is LeBron James is the GOAT. And then we got, of course, my man Tim to the right. You see the jersey behind him. He's gonna be repping Michael Jordan. Anyway, don't ever do that again.
Y'all got any questions?
Oh my gosh. And
All
of course, I'm going to be repping my dog Kobe Bean Bryant. Lower Marion stand up. So I'm going to be repping him. So let's see. You should have a non-biased judge. She already know who I be repping. I already know who I be repping. So before we get up into it, you guys, everybody on the stream right now, go ahead and hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? The likes go a long way. It helps get the stream up to the top feed. So whenever anybody's on YouTube, they can see this content. Now, with that being said, before we get started, you know what I'm saying? Just out of respect, I would like to have a little moment of silence for my dog Kobe. because you know what I'm saying, we did lose a great Laker legend, a father, mentor, and just one of the greats. So real quick, 5 seconds. Let's go ahead and have a moment of silence. All right. With that being said, let the debate begin. All right, you guys. So just to kind of tell you guys how this is going to be working. All right. We're going to be debating on 3 topics about 3 players. Okay. The first topic we're going to debate about is going to be leadership. The second topic is going to be role players. And then the last topic is going to be that topic that everyone wants to go to when they talk about the GOAT. Rings. All right. So
hey, before we get started, let's also have a moment of silence for the veterans for Memorial Day, man.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sure, man.
All right, fellas. Hey, no, appreciate that, Tim. Yeah, salute to all our veterans, man. So, all right. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing people in throughout the debate. You guys can continue to comment. I'm going to ask you guys, everybody that's commenting, everybody that's watching, I'm going to ask you guys to keep the comments related to the topics that we're on. We want this to go smoothly. We want everybody to have opportunity, right? So as the comments come in, make sure you guys, as the topics are posted, make sure we're commenting on those things. And then afterwards, we can talk about anything else. We're going to be bringing people in because you know what? These are going to be called lifelines. Our lifelines can be used each round, and we're going to be bringing people in that's going to help us debate. The person that we bring in is going to have a minute time to help us debate, and then they're going to be out, and then we'll probably bring them back in for the next question. But these people are going to be sharp. They're ready to go. They're on their A game. And I know, I know the ones I got for Kobe. Hey, y'all better, these dudes. Hey, I feel sorry for y'all, bro. I feel sorry for y'all, especially Jordan. Anyway,
y'all done already lost, so I mean, I'm just having fun here.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start it off. I'll make sure no comments. Ain't got no comments. All right, so let's go ahead and start this off. Leadership. When we're talking about leadership, let's let the debate begin. Who wants to pop this off? Who wants to pop off when we talk about the leadership role for these 3 players?
Chuck, go ahead.
Chuck, go ahead. Chuck. Let's pop it off with LeBron.
Okay, let's start it off with this. LeBron has great vision, and with that vision, he's able to find his players wherever they are, and to build off of what they're great at. For the first 6 years when he's with Cleveland, he did above and beyond at that particular age in his career of what a lot of other players would have done. He took his team to the finals within his first few years in the league at the age of 22 years old. How many players have been able to do that?
The conference is weak.
Yeah, sure, okay.
I'm just throwing it out there. But anyway, go ahead, continue. I'm gonna be that guy that y'all don't like. I'm just letting you know.
And with that being said, unfortunately, they lost to San Antonio, and at that point, Boston was the better team right after that. But from that point on, he had to go to Miami to learn how to truly be a real leader from folks like Dwayne Wade and Pat Riley, who've experienced championship success. And from that moment on, LeBron flourished as a leader. He takes it on offensively and defensively, gets his teammates involved aggressively. He would get in their face sometimes when needed. Heck, he pulled his team in the key Eastern Conference final round in 2012 against the Boston Celtics and beat them when he scored over 40 points in that game. Single-handedly, he was the key reason why they won that series, which led to his first championship. The next season, he led his team to pass the San Antonio Spurs. It took 7 games, but still, that team was considered one of the best teams he played against. He did it both offensively and defensively. there was a few key blocks and key moments in each game that he flourished and allowed them to win. Now, from that point on, he came back to Cleveland, Ohio. Never
Here we
last
go.
championship.
We go to Ohio.
Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Last championship they won before 2016 was from Jim Brown back in the 50s. Back in the 50s, that was the last championship that they Cleveland received, and he pulled them through. He got Kyrie Irving to buy into his leadership. It took him being traded to Boston to truly see it, but from that point on, he pulled players together, and they flourished.
So hey,
Now,
hold up, Chuck, 1 second. Hey, Greg. Hey, pull up in the link. I need you to come in now. We talking about LeBron. I need you now, Greg Boykins, Dyline. Hey, we need you in here, Greg. Hey,
come on in, Greg. Come on in, Greg.
So Chuck, you know, just to keep us going, let me while he's pulling up, let's talk about Kobe. All right, dude, Kobe.
Whoa.
Hold on, bro, because he said some things that I got to point out, because I feel like everything he said about LeBron is all single-handedly man-made athletic ability of what he did. I don't feel like anything he did showed me leadership. Now, when we're talking about a leader, better than MJ, Kobe Bryant was a leader. Let me tell you why.
Dude.
The Last Dance documentary just showed us that Michael Jordan's whole point of leadership was my way or the highway. That's the way he led. Okay. All right.
That's not how he led.
That's how he led. This is either you with it or you not with it. Boom. Mm-hmm. That's it. That was his leadership style. So I basically just took your debate from you.
No, you didn't.
Tim, you don't have to say anything.
You didn't.
I just took everything from you.
I'm about to dismantle your leadership debate. Go ahead.
Okay. So Kobe Bryant.
That's pretty much everybody, though.
Hey, Kobe Bryant has a by any means necessary leadership style. He's a situational leader. What I mean by that is, all right, Kobe was he once said, to be an effective leader, you have to be a really good listener, and not to what's being said, but to what's not being said. Okay, I feel like that goes to show the type of mind frame that Kobe had. Hard worker, the whole Mamba mentality. Kobe Bryant, when he played with Smush Parker, all right, he went on. I told you guys the other day, he went online saying Smush Parker was trash, absolutely garbage. It was no way around it. With Kobe, either if he was gonna spend time with you, leading you, you was gonna learn not only stuff on the basketball court, you were gonna learn things just how to maintain in life, because he taught you so much. He used the fundamental aspect of basketball to teach you how to lead as an individual, as a man. Just if it was a black man or he spoke so many different languages, if he was in another, it didn't matter. He took his basketball capabilities as being a leader, not only to lead to championships, but to make people better. You can't be no better leader than that, bro. Jordan ain't made nobody better besides giving people black eyes, and LeBron he just padded stats for people. Man, I'm done. Conversation.
All right. Let me address these two guys. First of all, hey Chuck, talk to me about LeBron's leadership style. Now you said Kyrie appreciated it after he left, but Kyrie left because he felt like LeBron wasn't a great leader, right? You've got other players from around the league who said, I don't want to go play with LeBron because I don't think I can fit into his leadership style, right? So plenty of people have said that, and that's why he's had a hard time getting other players to come play with him at times. Then here you go. Here you go. So hold on.
Hey.
Then to you, Jeremy, to your point about Kobe, you're talking about the same guy who decided that he does not want to sit with his teammates at restaurants, who wants to ostracize himself on planes and buses and all things like that because he's not a great leader. He's not a great leader. He's just like, I'm going to do me. I'm going to do me, period. But he didn't drag those people along.
Okay. Hold up, Tim. I feel you. I disagree with you, but I feel you. All right, Greg. We heard Chuck. Okay, everybody was watching. My man down here with the LeBrons. This is Greg. We called him Dyline because last time he was, hating on Michael. Well, he wasn't hating. I'm not gonna say hating, but I mean, it was borderline hating. He was like, "Here's the line. Here's Greg. Here's Hayden." It was like right there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm only here to battle Tim Jones. That's the reason I'm here.
Battle Tim Jones.
That's it. I appreciate y'all letting me get on here. But all right, so let's talk about this leadership. Nobody said Michael Jordan had leadership till he started winning in '91. And if you really think about it, it wasn't his leadership. It was Phil Jackson's. Because if Phil Jackson never showed up, Michael would have never learned how to win. It took him 7 years to learn, but he had to learn from somebody else. LeBron got to the finals in 3 years. He took a trash team. Yeah, he got swept. I agree. Everybody done got swept at some point in time. So and every team he's been on, he's on drag to the finals, except for the Lakers, because he's still writing that story.
They about to win.
So you name a time when Jordan has pulled somebody through to the finals without Phil Jackson.
Listen, what do you mean without Phil Jackson? That was his coach.
Phil
that was
Jackson,
his coach, period. I mean,
Jordan had no leadership abilities.
Stop.
LeBron
didn't learn his leadership abilities
until he learned. He was the biggest.
Greg, LeBron didn't get his leadership abilities until he got to Miami and learned it from Dwayne Wade. And they lost it the first time he got there to the finals because he didn't have the leadership yet. He had to learn from Dwayne Wade. So it took the second attempt for them actually to win it. He had to learn something. He learned it from another player. Jordan learned it from his coach.
Hold up, y'all. All right, now, all right, Jeezy or D. Which one of y'all want to talk about Kobe and his leadership, baby? Hey, come on, my Lakers fans, stand up, boy, y'all. Hey, my jersey big because I got this like back when 3X jerseys was the end thing. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So my jersey like hella big. Anyway, go ahead, man.
First off, I'm gonna say this, bro. LeBron is a trash leader. Just off the strength, he does not know how to properly build a number two guy. Kobe, Jordan, I will give them to that. They could build a number two guy. LeBron, once he gets on the team, everybody remains stagnant. Like nobody gets better with LeBron. LeBron is just like one of those players that once you get delegated to a role, that's all you are. You're not heard of ever again after that, bro. Like that is the whole premise of LeBron. Like, yeah, when he got with the Heat, he had D Wade, but look, people don't want to admit this. D Wade peaked early in his career. Like after that, like he needed LeBron to be that crutch. He wasn't even a definitive number two at that time. Like when you think about the Heat teams, there was no true definitive number two. When he got back to Cleveland, Kyrie was really the only number two LeBron ever had. But Kyrie had grown into that. So nobody I'm sorry, I gotta discredit that leadership stuff from LeBron, especially with the Lakers.
Okay, I feel you on that, brother. I feel you on that.
But let me say this though, like,
go ahead, Chuck.
Go ahead.
Hey, let me say this: Jordan and Bryant and Kobe Bryant have one thing in common. They have Phil Jackson for that leadership. LeBron had nobody. LeBron had Eric Spoelstra, who was a puppet, and basically the same thing for Ty Lue.
Hey, that's a good point, though. That's a good point.
Spoelstra was no puppet. He was the leader of the Heatles, for one. And why are y'all discrediting the coach? Like the coach is supposed to be the person that teaches the team how to lead. He is the leader. He's the coach. So y'all trying to discredit Phil Jackson, Kobe, and Mike for being with Phil. Come on, man. Get out of here.
All right. Well, first, take off your Michael Jordan drawers for 1 minute. Just for 1 minute. Just for 1 minute. Then you can put them back on. Name me a coach LeBron had that's a top 25 coach in the league.
Pat Riley. Yeah, Pat Riley. Pat Riley was that coach when Spoelstra first was there, and everybody knows that.
Come on, Pat Riley went back
what's
up
the next point?
Man.
What's your next point, Greg? Because that one moved on. Come on.
He went right back up to the. Come on, man. You name why Jordan couldn't win with other coaches but Phil. Then explain that to me.
But I will say this: Pat Riley kept LeBron in check. That was not LeBron's team. That was Pat Riley's team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be real about that.
All right. So let me reel it back in. Hold on. Let me reel it back in because I know we can but so let's see some of these comments real quick. So let's see what the panel is saying. The comments are saying about the leader. LeBron not a leader, but he made Mo Williams an all-stars. So I think that I don't know if he's being sarcastic or like it's so hard to tell on these comments. Shaq was the number one guy when they won the three titles after Shaq left. He was a leader. Imagine thinking Kobe was a leader. LeBron scored 8 points in the final game. He didn't even want to show up. Hey, they're taking stabs at. Hey, Chuck, how do these stabs feel? Bron May Williams all-star in the bill. All right, so anyway, let's see what. All right, so hey, what's up, boy? So this is the thing, man. When we talk about leadership, I've heard everything that everybody said about these players. I've still heard nothing like I gave you guys as far as tangible evidence that showed that they led people. Not only when I'm talking about leadership, I'm talking about how this guy is. Kobe is just so, the game is so meticulous to him that when he talks to people, you actually walk away, you learn something from him. You feel what I'm saying? Jordan, he carried you. What?
So listen, Jeremy, I didn't even get a chance to talk about MJ.
Okay, talk about MJ.
All I've been doing is rebutting. All right.
Okay, talk about MJ. Let's
talk about MJ. Here we go. So MJ's leadership style. I know y'all seen Last Dance, all this kind of stuff, but listen, there was plenty of documents about his leadership style prior to this. All right. He had a leadership style of fear, but with a healthy dose of respect. Right. He weeded out weaker personalities by relentlessly pushing them to be better during the game because he knew that at some point he would need them. So did Jordan ever talk about his teammates in the media? No. Did he push them to where y'all thought he was a bully? Sure, y'all thought he was a bully, but what he was doing was pushing them because he was going to need them. He pushed Steve Kerr. They got into a fist fight, but how many times did Steve Kerr have to show up big with a last-second shot? Plenty. Steve Kerr was Big Shot Bob before Big Shot Bob. And how did he get there? Because of Jordan leadership style. Scott Burrell, who y'all want to make fun of.
No, Jordan made fun of that man.
No. Scott Burrell, who was a great player coming out of college, came in there and that was the guy Jordan picked on. Why? Because he said, hey, you came out of college and you're kind of feeling yourself. But let me help you get to where you really need to be. And there were a few games, I have them documented, where Scott Burrell had to come up in the last couple of seconds and hit a shot or hit a layup, get a dunk, whatever the case may be, to propel the Bulls as a team. So
but how do you contribute that to the fact of Jordan's leadership style? How can you say that?
Because he took the weakest players by personality of their work ethic and said, hey, I'm going to push you to be great. I'm going to push you to make you play and score when it matters.
Did they say that?
I want to win.
Did they say that? Did they say that that's what drove them? That's what made them hit that big shot and layup? Because
we saw it. It's documented.
He done that. But
it's documented, brother.
Okay. So that's fine. Let's say he drove them to make big shots. Okay. Let's say because the bottom line is this: they were made to be in the NBA. Period. Because they were there in the NBA. So let's say Jordan was hard on them and made them comfortable to hit big shots. That's fine. They were NBA basketball players. Wow, Michael Jordan led them to be comfortable enough to hit big shots. Good job, good leadership, Jordan. What I'm asking you is this: when we talk about leading somebody, when we talk about being a leader,
right?
I don't know any other basketball player outside of Kobe Bryant that when you talk about being a leader like he is, even to the point where after he retired, he mentored players outside of Akeem Olajuwon. I don't know anybody else. What the heck did Michael Jordan do? If he's such a great leader and he's just great, he's great.
Hey, Jeremy, hold on. Here's the checkmate. He mentored your guy, Kobe. What did Kobe call him? That's my big brother. That's what Kobe said. That's my big brother. Mike said, oh, that's my little brother. Kobe, I call him at 3:00 in the morning and ask him questions about his game.
Listen to what he said. I called him Kobe.
That's right.
No, listen.
A mentee calls the mentor.
But listen to what I'm saying, though, Tim. Listen to what I'm saying, though, Tim. The difference between Kobe, Jordan, Kobe wanted to be better. So therefore, he put himself in positions to not only talk to Jordan, other players, and he made himself available to lead other players. He called Jordan just because, okay, yeah, Jordan gave him advice because Kobe asked those questions on purpose. What I'm saying is this: Kobe Bryant was readily available anytime when he showed somebody the game of basketball. On the basketball court, he was teaching life lessons to these dudes, not just the game of basketball. That was his thought process. Michael Jordan just you gonna make a big basket, you little punk, Burrell.
Jeremy,
Come
stop,
on,
man,
bro.
stop, man. Hold on. No, for real. At what point and how old was Kobe when he started giving this advice? Was it in his early years? Hold on. That's a rhetorical question, brother. It's a rhetorical question. Hold on.
I'm telling you though. When you
that's not accurate. That's not
How
accurate.
do you know?
He wasn't giving advice like that in his younger years. He was arrogant. He was arrogant. He was cocky. He was about himself during that time period.
2007. He was
the latter part of his career.
2007.
When he started mentoring.
That's what I'm saying. 2007. I'm telling you when it happened. 2007.
Right. So again, what I'm trying to make you understand is that just because Kobe is the one reaching out doesn't make him the leader. Okay, a mentee does have to reach out to the mentor. It's a reciprocal relationship. So if he calls the man at 3:00 in the morning, Jordan has an option
about the mentorship. I'm not talking about the mentorship. I'm talking
about
leadership. But Tim, you naming one person. You naming one person that asked that literally was on the basketball court with this man during the All-Star game and asked him to do that. You're talking about one person that Jordan has done that with. I'm talking about a guy that when you can Google right now and we can see a long list of people that even on the basketball court, whether they was playing against this guy or they was playing with this guy, they'll say, man, the way that he thought about the game, the way that he led stuff, the way that he taught the game, he was a steward of teaching it. To me, when you say lead, it ain't about getting somebody confident to hit a game-winning shot. Steve Kerr, I punched Steve Kerr in the mouth, and you know what? I put him in a position to hit a shot. Who punched Robert Horry then? Nobody punched him, and he hit hella shots, but nobody punched him.
But
I'm just saying,
but at the end of the day, your guy Kobe modeled his entire game after who?
Okay.
Game.
Okay, hold on.
Game.
Okay, go on.
Because he wanted to be like this man.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
He may have modeled his game after Jordan, but let's be honest. Who was more revered when they left the game? I feel like more players digestively love Kobe over when Jordan left. Like, Kobe got his out of solely respect. Matt Barnes, Andrew Bynum, Ron Artest. Like, those are egos, bro. Those are egos that Kobe had to play with at that time. Even Shaq to an extent. Those are egos. You think Jordan was going to be able to control those type of egos with his leadership style? Nah, bro.
So let me address that real quick. Let me address that real quick.
Real quick.
When Kobe left the game, did he have all of those respect from those people? No. When he left the game, him and Shaq weren't even on speaking terms at that moment. See, we're talking about all this respect, but let's be honest, he's gained a lot of that respect because the man is passed now, and now everybody who he wasn't cool with is now saying, okay, obviously I respect the man because God rest his soul.
I don't even care about the respect.
It was a different story.
But I don't even care about the respect. I don't even care about the respect. You ain't got to be a leader. You don't have to be respected. You just have to get results. I don't care about that. All I'm saying is that even these players, whether they respect Kobe now or later or before, dude, what they got from Kobe, I feel like a leader you get something from. You talk about LeBron, you talk about Jordan, you talk about Kobe. Yes, you can mimic your game after somebody, but what did this person give you? And I feel like Kobe was so when it came to leading the game, knowing the game of basketball, I just feel like he gave a lot. But anyway, D, hey, tell these man, shut everybody up. Tell them.
What's going on?
LeBron people kind of quiet. Anyway, go ahead. They doing just like he doing the game. They just deferring. They pass the ball. Go ahead, D.
Hey, y'all out here screaming a bunch of nothing.
Hey, D.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second, Greg. Let D say something. Go ahead.
My bad.
So first, I want to say that I'm a Mavericks fan. When it comes to the GOAT, describing somebody as the GOAT, I'm going to have to go with Kobe Bryant. The leadership that this man has, man. I mean, I was listening to an interview And then he was saying, okay, one of his players, they want to go out, right? They want to go out on the party. And he was like, all right, I'll go out with you.
I go
But
out
the
with
next
you, right?
morning, I'm knocking at your door. You know what I mean? You need to come to the gym. And I feel like a lot of players that he worked with, they couldn't keep up with his discipline. So they called him mean or things like that. But the guy had discipline. So
I mean, his work mentality was a lot different than everybody else. Greg, go ahead, man, because we need to pop to the next topic. Go ahead.
Well, no, we can go to the next topic. I just want to address the Kobe thing.
All right, just the Kobe thing, man.
Kobe leadership didn't really get displayed until after he stopped playing basketball. Y'all watching these documentaries, he working out with these players. Kobe was just as selfish as Jordan when he was playing. So y'all cannot call a leader for someone. A leader is not someone who's selfish, first and foremost. So yeah, Kobe was a great player. MJ was a great player, but they didn't start doing a lot of that till off court.
Hold on, Greg.
Right. I mean, I know you're biased because you.
No, I'm not biased. I'm not biased because you can ask Tim. I always said Kobe and Jordan are probably the two most selfish and arrogant basketball players probably ever played the game. And
Kobe was the most arrogant.
And rightfully so.
Wasn't as arrogant.
Kobe had to be selfish with the players that he had.
But this is what I'm gonna say. Just to kind of talk about what you just said. I feel like 2007, 2008. Some things happened with the Lakers, and I feel like we start seeing Kobe start to blossom from number 8, doing the stupid things that he was doing, stuff like that, to 24. And I feel like that he started to you started seeing more. Even if you looked at the bench, you start seeing more of the sets telling people where to be at on the floor, but you didn't see that before. You just seen Kobe out trying to get 81 points, doing this, doing that. So I feel like that's when he started to blossom. That's when you start seeing kind of like the detailing of Kobe Bryant. You start seeing more of the leadership of him in 2007. 2009, when they beat the Magic, you really start seeing it when you start seeing Lamar Odom and Luke Walton and stuff like that. Him starting leading and showing those things. I feel like 2000. You can't say it was after his career. Maybe you felt like it was after his career, and we're saying it now because a lot of people didn't like Kobe because they feel like he jacked up shots and they didn't look at actually what he was doing on the court. So I feel like that's the reason why people say he didn't lead, because he just went out there and shot up shots. But if you look at how he was meticulous at doing the game, it was a little bit different. But did we lose Chuck? What happened to King James? See, there you go. King James out of here.
Hey, can I address Big Rob right there? Yeah. So Big Rob, what I said was Kobe and Shaq weren't cool at Kobe's retirement when he officially left the game of basketball.
Yeah.
And I wasn't talking about not being cool before he passed. I said at the retirement is what I said. Can I use my lifeline though? Since we I know we got a lot of people on here, but I need to use the lifeline real quick.
All right, so let me let
let me call up somebody real quick. Can we get Dr. Caesar Keolo on the line?
All right, so we got hey, D, Jeezy, and Greg. I'm gonna put y'all on pause real quick.
Tim got T-Mobile. Just call him back later.
Hey, Jeezy, go ahead and pull out some of that heat, man, and put it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna put y'all on pause real quick. I'll bring y'all right back.
So,
all right, hey, where's Caesar? I don't see him in here. Okay, here we go.
Dr. Keolo.
All right, here we go. It says device is not. Hold on, add the stream. Let me see. While he's coming on, let me read some of these comments real quick. What's up, C's? Hey, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Hey, mute the YouTube video or turn it down.
I turned the other one off.
Okay, cool. All right, so let me before we let you speak, let's get some of these comments that everybody's saying, because right now, Caesar, I know you've been watching. We're talking about the leadership styles of these three individuals.
Yeah,
I got a lot of comments, but I'm just gonna read some of them just to keep it live. Keep pushing Keeks. What's up, Bo? Bump all the talking, man. Brian Scalabrine, the white mama, is the goat. No, I'm saying. Who started that thing about Scalabrine being the white mama? That was kind of weird. Yeah, I think Tim, I'm glad you clarified that, because I think some people were saying that you were saying that after he passed, they were not cool.
It was just Big Rob. It was just Big Rob.
Oh, okay.
The only one confused.
Let me see. Good point, Greg. What did Greg say? Everybody keeps saying good point, Greg. Oh, they talking about what he said about after Kobe died. Man, these some Kobe haters on here. Hey, Caesar said, "What's up?" Look, Gerald said, "What's up, Caesar?" All right, so
in the house.
all right, Caesar, who are you representing, man? Who are you with?
They brought in the money. Hey, Tim, thank you for having me, brother.
Yes, sir.
Always appreciate it.
So
I'm
you
repping
Team Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Jump man.
So when we talk about Jordan's leadership skills, man, what do you have to say about that?
Oh, so we moved on from leadership?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you talk about his leadership, his when it comes to him being a leader, what do you have to say about that?
Well, first of all, Jordan, just to break it down, he did have a leadership style. It wasn't all just fear and intimidation. It was authoritarian. All right. And that's when he directs and controls everything. Now, right now in the NBA, everybody's on this relationship building, this transformational leadership style. But Jordan had an authoritarian. Where is that effective the most? In war. Because when you're at war and the shots are flying and you have to make decisions,
look at Tim.
Like, hey, what do we do? I care about your feelings. I mean, the bombs are going off. You have to be able to know and make a decision, right? And that decision has to rest solely on your shoulders. Now, he took that mentality and took that authoritative leadership in the practices and created the same tension as if they were at a game in the practice.
I gotta bring some people in here for this one, man.
100 miles an hour, whether it was in practice. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Keep going. You preaching. Go ahead, Caesar.
He ain't preaching. He lying.
Stop. Go ahead, Caesar.
See, there you go. He frozen. See that? Look at that. Let it
Hello,
go.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Caesar, you there?
He got that 5G.
That's that Michael. That's that.
Come on, Caesar. We got you, man. Go ahead.
We got you, baby.
Hello, my on.
You're on, man.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear us, man?
Okay,
hey.
I thought I was frozen.
You was.
To let it go.
Nah, you're good.
Look at Elsa. Hey, change your name.
I'm hearing everybody, but it's all static. What's up, JR?
Tim,
you can hear me?
Yeah, man.
This man drunk, bro.
Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. I'm sorry, I have a prime code phone over here, but we're back on. So he created a culture in practices that was the same as the game. And so when everybody was looking forward to the games, right? Because they were already prepared. I mean, even in the Steve Kerr scene, he said he didn't ask Steve Kerr, "Hey, are you ready?" He said, "Hey, be ready." And Steve Kerr was ready. So you didn't need the 5 heartbeats to ask Jordan if there was a heart in the house tonight, because we already knew.
Oh my gosh, this man
Come
prepared
on,
this
Doc.
stuff.
Come on,
this man. Chuck, what do you have to say about this?
Is there a heart in the house tonight?
This guy.
Stand up, baby.
Stand up.
MJ fans are so corny. Hey,
there's a guy with a bird jersey in the background.
Man, most of y'all not even old enough to remember Bird. Now I know you do, GB, but everybody else don't.
God heard the Jordan lies and muted this man himself. All right, so I think we're off the leadership. So now we're gonna go into role players. So hey, seize everybody. I'm gonna take y'all off. We're gonna hit on the role players, and I'm gonna bring y'all back in. All right, Tim, Chuck, role players.
What's up?
Boy, hey, the taxes, boy, I need them. All right, role players, man. So, hey, it's so many different directions we can go with these role players.
Yeah.
But let's start with Tim this time. Tim, when we talk about role players, I mean, go the way you want to go with it, and then I'll just rock with you because I'm ready on my role players.
Okay, so with the supporting cast, right, from let's take the 2 3-peats, right? So starting in 91, 93, you had the Bulls were kind of taking out, let's say, 5 to 6 players every year. So in 91, you kind of had that nucleus of MJ, Scottie Pippen, Pippen, Grant, and then you had like the Bill Cartwright and Craig Hodges kind of thing going on. Now, the point about the supporting cast is really not about the nucleus, right? I think we all know who those kind of main players were for Jordan, for Kobe, for LeBron through each of their years that they went to finals, right? It's really about the other supporting cast, right? And to say that other supporting cast was able to make a difference. So for Jordan, that other supporting cast would have been John Paxson in 91 and Will Perdue in 91, Stacey King in 91, that nobody really ever gives much credit to. But these guys, again, through that authoritarian leadership, were pushed to make big time shots. So John Paxson was the original. Then you had Steve Kerr came and kind of filled that position and so on and so forth. 92, and I'm throwing out these names, but I know y'all don't know who these people are because most of y'all are some young cats that are really riding this LeBron thing. So when I throw out names like Bob Hansen and Chuck Nevitt, you don't know who that is, or Mark Randall and Rory Sparrow. Okay, those are also supporting cast members of 1992 for the Bulls when they won, that had to be pushed and came up big in their time there. Now, come 93, Krause moves them out and brings in some more people. He moved out.
Hold on, real quick. When you say came up big, like what do you mean? Like, so we know Paxson, we know Curry. So when you say they came up big, they were role players. Jordan had to push them. Are we talking about big like?
So when I say big, I'm talking about everything from game-winning shots to big defensive assignments. Key plays in some of your just for the most part regular season games, but still that's a product of practice essentially, right?
Yeah, but they in the NBA. How can we say that's because of Jordan?
Because he's pushing. Listen,
I don't get it, man. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this concept, this way of thinking. Like that these players in the NBA, they hit maybe 5 or 6 big shots throughout the regular season, but they're NBA players, and that's I'm gonna give Jordan credit for that, or LeBron, or Kobe. I can't rock with that. Like,
well, hold on. So in the documentary we just saw, in that little breakdown of Steve Kerr's his little piece, right? He said, "Hey, yeah, I'm a shooter, etc. But the pressure to make the shot is so much greater when you know that you're going to get the ball maybe 7 times a game, and you're really intended to hit the majority of those shots. If you don't, then maybe your job's on the line. But no matter whether they're in the NBA or not, when their card is pulled, they got to perform. Pressure bust pipes, and we all know that. You see that all the time at people at the free throw line. Just because they're in the NBA don't mean they're gonna hit it.
Yeah, but just because they're in the NBA and they're on the team with Jordan don't mean they're gonna hit it neither, though.
But he can coach them through his leadership style to get them to be better players to hit those pressure shots. Period. So
okay, continue.
All right. So again, so I can go through the rest of these names from 93, then back to the 96, 97, 98 year as far as the supporting cast is concerned. But I think the conversation here is really, I think we kind of talked about who possibly did more with less, right? And if we're talking about who did more with less, who has the most?
Who has the most what?
Well, what is the ultimate goal here, right?
Who has the most rings? Right. So okay, hold on, time out. Let me get this. Because Jordan has the most rings, and he might have had 2 or 3 people sitting on the bench that supposedly came in and hit some big shots. Because if I think about the Golden State Warriors, I'm gonna think about what's his name? Lune. What is this? Lune? Is that his name? The one that came off the bench and then all of a sudden hit some baskets, for the team.
Kevon Looney? Okay.
Yeah, hit some baskets for the team. I could easily say because of Steph Curry or Kevin Durant, their leadership style made him that great of a player. Or I can just say that they can hit hella shots and win a basketball game. So you mean to tell me because Jordan won championships, because if I'm gonna talk about Kobe, I'm gonna tell y'all, dude, his role players, he didn't take the time for him. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, if you was trash, he said you was trash, that was it. You need to be on the bench. He wanted to know his guys that was gonna ride with him and do the job, and that's what he wanted. Like that's what Kobe wanted. LeBron, and I'm not gonna steal your joy, but I'm just saying I feel like he's more of a person that takes those. He just wants everybody, and he just wants to give them involved, saying kumbaya, and just get everybody involved, and just pass the ball, and just let's play basketball, you guys. Let's do this together. Don't be mad at me, type vibes. But I mean, my debate is very simple with Kobe.
Even though the majority of them have been garbage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most of them have been garbage.
LeBron James's.
So Chuck, what you say about
99% of them have been garbage.
So go ahead and talk about your role players, because I want to talk about
99% of his supporting cat.
I want to talk about Smush Parker and Kwame Brown.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Okay, well, let me throw out some names that y'all haven't heard in a long time.
Okay.
Ogalskis.
Good player.
Mo Williams. Delonte West. I mean, you're talking about these lame
Delonte West, party foul.
Had to elevate.
You said LeBron had to elevate them?
Delonte West was the worst of them all.
Yeah, so he said you made a case for LeBron. So I brought Greg on because I seen LeBron and I seen him writing something down or doing something on a pad, and I was like, he got something he got to say.
I ain't writing nothing. I'm just laughing at this comment. You know, Jones talked about role players for the Bulls. First of all, the role players for the Bulls still made it to the Eastern Conference Final when Jordan left.
That was 1 year. That was 1 year, but you're right. Yeah, no, you're right.
They won 50 games twice, and when Jordan came back, they still lost to the match. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. So your role player argument is, I don't know, it was irrelevant. But if you go to and I respect my man here with the Kobe thing, because Kobe was like, listen, if you miss a layup, I'm shooting 20 times and we go win. That's the way Kobe approached it. So you can't do that. Now LeBron, come on, he made some of them boys all-stars, and he even got some of them cats paid high salaries and they didn't even deserve it. So, and when you say more with less, come on, LeBron been doing that for years.
Okay, but Greg, you can't talk about him, how he's getting people paid when the cable contracts are so much more significant nowadays than they were back in the 90s. So that's an irrelevant point, period.
Have a role player that probably couldn't even start in the G League. He just filled the spot in the NBA. LeBron carrying, man, come on, man. Who is Eric Snow? Who is Ogalskis?
Eric Snow was great when he was with AI. What are you talking about?
By the time he played for the Cavaliers, he was on his last three toes.
He didn't say last week.
If Jordan was so, and this is what. Listen,
Eric Snow was a vet in the game at that time.
There's a lot of vets Jordan played with. Listen, I was around. I got to see Jordan play. I'm not one of these young cats. I'm honestly just battling just to battle Tim. Actually, like all three players. But here's the thing: if Jordan was so much of a role model, what happened in Washington? Nobody wants to talk about that. What happened before Phil Jackson got there? Nobody talks about that. I promise you, 95% of the Jordan fans act like Jordan when they played for 6 years.
No, so let me answer that, Greg.
Hold on, Tim.
Okay.
I know you want to answer, but let me. All right, Greg. Hey, hold that thought. We're gonna be right with you. I like clicking people off. I feel like I'm firing people. All right, so let's get my Kobe people in here. All right, D. Kobe and role players. What do you think? You know, I think he really didn't care too much about those role players, but let me know what you feel about Kobe and the role players.
I mean, he spent his prime years with mediocre players. Lamar Odom, Smush Parker, Luke Walton,
Kwame Brown,
Chucky Atwin, Kwame Brown,
Sasha Vujic.
His last name is Mim, Chris Mim. And during that season,
I forgot about him.
During those moments, he still created some memories. Yeah. Scored 81 points against the Raptors, 62 points in 3 quarters, 50 points in 4 straight games. and averaging 35 points.
Yeah. So again, Kobe really didn't. If either you was gonna produce like right away, or he was gonna put up numbers. Like that's what I said. That win at any means necessary mentality. So the whole role player thing, I don't mean with Kobe. I don't know. I don't think it really matters with Kobe. Like he was just out there to find a way to win. Whether it was poking somebody in the back, tripping somebody, like that was just he was just gonna win by any means necessary. All right, D, let me get Jeezy in here. Jeezy.
What's that?
Kobe. Holla at him.
All right, Kobe. Just what you, pretty much piggybacking off what your boy just said. Like Kobe literally did do more with less because you got to think about that whole period up until he got to his fourth and fifth rings. He had media, like he went from having a stack team with Malone, Peyton, Shaq, and then like you have a team full of rookies, young players, role players. That's all he had for that time, but he was still able to generate and produce and put them in position for those 3 years up until they got Gasol. So I mean, as far as Kobe's concerned, like he legitimately carried that franchise for that amount of time, even though he wanted to get traded at that time. But I would have pulled that move too.
Yeah, he thought about going to the Celtics. Everything.
Right. If y'all not giving me what I need, what I need to be here for.
Yeah. All right. So now, of course, I think Caesar is ready to try to speak some poetry to us again because this is what he do. So I'm gonna get Caesar in here. Let's see.
Hey, man, don't be trying my lifeline like that.
All right, hold on. And Caesar, Jordan and role players. You've heard a lot, my brother. What's up?
Hey, listen, this man had to carry the load like no other. I mean, are we really sitting here debating about Luke Longley and Will Perdue?
Come on,
is that what we're doing? Are we talking about Tony Kukoc? Are we talking about John Paxson? Is that what we're talking about here?
Hold on, Tony Kukoc? Hold on now. Time out. Tony Kukoc was a beast.
He was good. Yeah,
what do you mean? Well, hold on.
No, he was.
Okay.
He was.
Okay, I was just making sure. Yeah, all right. Okay.
It's a good side salad.
Okay, side salad. Yeah, okay.
You got the dessert, you got your meal, then you got the side salad.
Okay. All right.
No nutrients, but it's something. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this. Who was really helping him out? Let's talk about that. He had Dennis Rodman and he had Scottie Pippen. We had Ron Harper. He was decent. But Tim, who else? Tim?
Well, so when we got to 96, we had Randy Brown, Ron Harper, Steve Kerr, Tony, Luke, Rodman, John Sally, Bill Winnington, and Judd Bushler. 97, they brought on Robert Parrish and Bison Dele. Nobody knows who he is. And in 98, they brought in Keith Booth, Rusty LaRue, and David Vaughn. Again, none of these guys you know about, but again, he's taking these guys to the finals and winning it. So not just getting there. We're not just arriving at the finals. We're winning it.
But the thing about it is this, though, Tim and Caesar. When we talk about Jordan and going to the finals and winning it, it's a lot easier to go to the finals and win when you have your core that you're used to playing with. That when you go into the playoffs, your lineup goes down to those 5-6 players, and those role players are not that important anymore. So when you're telling me that, oh, he did more and they won the finals because that core team is the same team that he won the finals with. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I feel like that would be a legitimate argument if maybe, let's say that Ron Harper, the person that y'all talking about, is okay and Tony Kukoc is not there, and two of those players have to step into that role and they won. They probably wouldn't have won, to be honest with you, because I'm gonna be real with you. Whoever those people are that you just said, I have no idea who they were. Exactly. And I guarantee if two players, two of those starters went down and two of those role players have to step into that role, the Bulls don't win. They don't win that finals. I guarantee it, because though you can't tell me Jordan's leadership. I guarantee it, because the competition they was playing, dude. They okay. That's a whole nother conversation.
When you're talking about the core, you're talking about Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. That's your core, right? Because
yes. And that's the big three. That's been traditionally in the game. That's traditional in the game of basketball. Always, you always have those players. You know, whether you talk about Bird and the Celtics, whether you talk about Magic and the Lakers, the three people, and then you just put those people around them. If you got those three people, you have a very good chance of winning the finals, no matter the role players that you have with you. That's just the way that the game of basketball is. It's history. Nothing you can do about that. So when you say role players, I'm just like, you get to the finals, half of those role players riding the bench giving Gatorade. They ain't even helping out. What did he do? Tell them good job on giving me the Gatorade, or I'm gonna punch you in the nose? Authoritative leadership style. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Hey, well, who's doing the score? I mean, look at it this way. How many points per game was Rodman scoring at the time? Tim, you have that statistic?
Probably like 10, if that. But how many rebounds was this guy? How many rebounds and defensive stops was it in just battling big people? This dude did way more than the points. Like way more than the points. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think any of these
scoring from is what I'm asking you.
So Robin was giving you about 6 points a game, 13 rebounds a game, 1 assist a game, in 97, 98.
But in 97, 98, where the games, where the highest games were what, 80, 85 points. You know, it wasn't about points back then. So I mean, you needed that defensive player. Take Dennis Rodman off of those teams. Could they win a championship? Absolutely. But what I'm saying is this: don't discredit Dennis Rodman and what he was for that core of that team because he didn't score points.
Not.
I think Caesar treading along that line. Here go that line.
No one is discrediting
he's not.
Here go Caesar in that line.
I'm pointing out the scoring. You know, when you look at scoring, that's what I'm looking at.
Well, Scotty had 16 points.
Scoring obviously was Kyrie.
Scotty had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists in 97, 98.
So Shelby was asking, were we talking about other starters or 6 to 9? 6 to 9 on the bench is what we're talking about. So all right, Caesar, I'm gonna get you off here real
quick. If you're looking at the playoffs, who else is dropping 30?
Man, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm so glad I can do that to them. That was fun. Hold on, let me do it again. Here we go. One more time. Okay. All right. So okay. Bottom line is this. Tim, I'm like, you know what? I didn't think I was gonna say this tonight. I can't rock with you with that Jordan role player thing, man. Like, I can't do it, bro.
You don't have to.
Can't do it. Chuck, you didn't say much, but I think LeBron got that one. Look at him. All right, so the topic. Wyatt was saying Rodman don't need to score though. The topic of the night, the rings. Hold on, everybody down here.
Rings,
Jeezy, D. When we talk about these rings, okay. I want to start this one off, man.
And I'm gonna end it off.
All right, you're gonna end it off. So when it comes to rings, first off, let me throw this disclaimer out there. I don't think rings determine the GOAT status. That's just my opinion.
Your disclaimer. This is Jeremy's disclaimer.
This is my disclaimer. Because I feel like that it's certain. Of course, the object of the game is to win championships. But with that being said, it takes a team to win those rings. I've seen a lot of great players not been a part of the right teams or come up against teams like Golden State and they can't win because that team is just overall better than that one individual and what the players that they have. So for me, I'm never one of those people to be like, oh, Kobe got 5. But what's important to me about the rings is when you do win them, the way that you go about winning those rings. That's what I feel like determines that GOAT status. So when we talk about Kobe and his rings, Kobe has 5. First off, let me say this: he should have got more MVPs, and the NBA robbed him for some of those MVPs. But that's just my opinion. I'm pretty sure Greg sipping his coffee, he might say something different. but when we talk, and Tim sipping whatever that is. So when we talk about Kobe in the championships, we got the Pacers, we got the Sixers, we got the Nets, we got the Magic, and we got the Celtics. So I want to point out the Celtics win. The Celtics, the Lakers lost to the Celtics in 2003, 2004. they lost to the Celtics, and you could kind of see where he's having an amazing playoffs final series against them. They ended up losing. Andrew Bynum wasn't there, went out. It was a disaster. So came back, they beat the Magic in 2009, and then they went 2010. They played the Celtics again, and they beat the Celtics. I want to talk about game. I think it was Game 7. I think Kobe put up like he only had like 16 or 18 points, if I'm not mistaken, but he had like 14 rebounds that game. Never seen Kobe do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Fight for the rebounds to will his team to a championship. But as I'm going back and I'm literally like I'm watching, you know, the games because I got them all on DVD. But anyway, I'm watching the games, just preparing for this. I'm starting to realize, I'm like, you know what? I'm watching The Last Dance and I see Jordan, and I'm watching Kobe now, and I'm like, Kobe had to do something different every single time to win these championships. I feel like when I watch Jordan and LeBron, their champion, like especially Jordan, championships came pretty easy for him. He never went to a Game 7, and that's because the team was great and Jordan was great. Not discrediting that, but what I'm saying is that you kind of within the system, you kind of knew exactly how it was gonna flow. I expected to see Jordan and them do what they did. I didn't expect to see any team beat that team just because of the format of the team. I seen Jordan have to carry some of the players. I seen LeBron have to carry some of these teams. But tell me, I'm talking about outside of the Shaq championships. Tell me where he had a Kyrie that averaged 38 points in a playoff series to lift him to a championship. Tell me where he had a role player like Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman. Everybody want to throw Paul Gasol there. I mean, if you want to talk about role players in the past, like, I mean, I'm not saying Paul Gasol ain't no good basketball player, but Kobe had to do more and had to figure out ways to win those championships. So when I think about somebody like a GOAT in my status, in my thing, when I talk about the rings, I'm looking at it like, you know what? Kobe Bryant did more to win those rings, and he grind harder to win those rings. And I feel like that makes him the GOAT.
And he won how many? How many did he win outside of Shaq? Two. So those two make him the GOAT for you.
Yes. Well, not just the championships. Like I said, I don't think the GOAT status is based on just championships, but we're talking about just championships. I feel like the way that he went about winning those championships, I feel like that makes him. Yeah, I like him in those championships. Yes, exactly.
Those were two.
Those are two.
All right, go ahead.
I mean, because if we really want to talk about championships, Bill Russell. I mean, we could talk about him and how he won his.
Well, he's not a part of this debate tonight.
But I'm saying we're talking about championships.
We'll bring him up next time. We'll bring him up next time. We'll bring him up next time. We'll bring him up next time.
Just like a typical Jordan fan.
We'll bring him up next time.
We want to talk about
Bill Russell. We'll talk about Bill Russell, Kareem, and Will next time. That's fine.
Hey, we want to talk about 6 rings, but then we don't want to talk about people with more than 6.
But that's not what we're talking about tonight.
No, I'm just throwing it out there. Disclaimer. No need to talk about it.
And if we're gonna talk about it, we need to mention the fact that they played against inferior talent.
Who?
Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, all those.
It don't matter. A ring is a ring, right? A ring is a ring, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
So go ahead. So speak on LeBron. Speak on LeBron then, man.
Okay. Just so we know, LeBron won 3 championships, right? Well, technically speaking, he should have won like 6 or 7 championships, and I'm going to explain why.
All right, Chuck.
I'm going to explain why. So he won 2 with Miami Heat. He should have won 4. The reason being he didn't win 4. 1, he was trying to be the nice guy and defer to Dwayne Wade his first year. Didn't work out. Second and third year, he was the guy. He led them to those championships. He did everything he could. The 4th year, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh fell apart, and the whole Heat team fell apart around him, and he couldn't win. When he went back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love they fell off. They had injuries. It was all LeBron, and he still managed to get them to a Game 6 in that series. He pulled them into 2016 with the championship, but then 2017 and 2018, Golden State Warriors had Kevin Durant. when they had Kevin Durant, they had a super team. Michael Jordan and Kobe both, they never faced a team like what Golden State had. Four All-Stars, if not 5, on that team. And LeBron willed his team as much as he could to try to win, but they couldn't. So technically speaking, he should have about 6 or 7 by now, but those are the reasons why it didn't happen.
Okay. All right, Chuck. Well, we shouldn't even be talking about LeBron because Jason Terry held him to like 8 points one time against the Mavericks. So I'm just saying, look at Greg. Look at Greg. I shouldn't have said that. All right,
didn't JJ Barea hold LeBron to like 16 points? I mean, I don't know.
I think Aisha Curry did too one time.
They didn't hold him back. He held himself back because he was trying to defer and be a good teammate. But then him and Dwayne Wade had a talk, and Dwayne's like, "Look, it's your team. I defer." And when that happened, everybody went back in where they belong.
So Chris is he's a big LeBron fan. He of course he's telling me to stop it because I'm talking about Kobe. I knew he was gonna say that. Kobe should have had 7. Jordan is the GOAT. I'm seeing a lot of Jordan is the GOATs in this chat, man.
Well, he is, and I mean it's undeniable. And y'all ready for me to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory, people. I mean, we have 2 3-peats, and 3-peats are relatively hard to come by. Okay, you don't see them happen all the time. As we know, man never went to a game 7. It wasn't because the talent wasn't there on the other side of the court. It's because that man is just that great. It could have been more than 6 rings. Okay. Had he not decided to leave and go play another professional sport, he probably would have won either on that back end or on the front end. Right. So there's that. You have this man started in 91, averaging 31 points in the finals. He beat the Lakers, the Trailblazers, the Suns, the Supersonics, and Utah twice. He moved up in that final average in 92 to 36 points, averaging 36 points in the finals. In each one of these years, he won the MVP in the finals. He never allowed anybody else to come in and sweep that trophy away from him, Jeremy. All right. Then we have 41 points average in 93, okay? Takes a year off, trains his body for a completely different sport, comes back, 27 points in 96, 32 and 33 in 97, 98. This man was having to find different ways to motivate himself to be able to get up because, hey, when you're on top, it takes a lot to stay on top, okay? So this man said, hey, I don't like that y'all comparing me to Clyde. I don't like that the coach Carl didn't speak to me at dinner. I don't like that the lady over here didn't give me salt and pepper in my eggs. And that's why I'm about to go out here and bust that butt on this court. It don't matter what it was. The man is a winner. What did he say? Look, I wanted to win. That was my mentality. And if you don't want to play that way, then don't play that way. Period. He's a winner. He is the undisputed GOAT. He's got the belt. Okay, this has nothing to do with being a fanboy or any of that kind of stuff. It's just facts, people. The man is the GOAT. He's got the rings to prove it. The man that had 6 rings at 35. LeBron has 3 rings at 35.
Okay, so I'm about to unmute everybody, but hey, I got like Wyatt is in these comments. Tim, he's loving what you're saying, bro. Like, no, he's not saying any excuses. He set the stage at practice. So I mean, all right. So let's.
My man Wyatt, bring Wyatt on in.
All right, so let's do this, man. Hey, Wyatt, hit me up on IG, bro. All right, dude, let's do this. I'm gonna unmute everybody. So we can really talk about this.
Go one at a time. Start with your boy, the Mavericks fan.
All right, let's start with D. Let's start with D when we talk about the championships, Kobe championships, man.
Well, I can't really talk about Jordan because I'm a young guy, right? Born in 92. But I can compare Kobe's championship runs to LeBron's championship run.
Okay.
My question for you guys is, how many superstars was there in LeBron's conference versus how many superstars Kobe had to go through to get to the championship? each playoff level was hard for Kobe. It was Eastern Conference was so watered down. Come on, LeBron fans. Am I right? Am I right?
So let me no, I'm not a LeBron guy, but let me ask this question. So early on in his career, when he was in the Eastern Conference, can I don't know, Greg, one of y'all speak to this? And I know he had to go through what Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, and those boys, right?
Yeah.
But help me understand. I can't at the top of my brain remember who the other superstars were in the East at the time. I don't think the East was as easy early in LeBron's career as it's become in the last 5-6 years. I
was a LeBron fan when he first came into the league.
Okay,
I was rocking LeBron.
Yeah, it was hard
when Carmelo Anthony.
It was hard. The first 6 years he was in the league. It was the hardest for him. And like you just mentioned with the Detroit Pistons, that was a tough defensive team. Of course, the Boston Celtics were a tough team to deal with towards the end of his first tour with the Cavs. And once he went over the Celtics when he was in Miami, it was smooth sailing from there.
So, Greg.
Yes, sir.
Floor is yours.
Well, I'm rocking with. First, I'm agree with you on the rings thing. The rings thing, to me, that's an argument we could have later, but to me it don't hold as much weight as everybody give it. But all Jordan fans, that's like they go to. It's kind of like if all us told mama jokes and you losing, then you go say, "Oh, I got 6 rings." It kind of bails you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at the ring situation. Now, in terms of LeBron, man, come on. You got to get a dude. This is the thing. Y'all watching history right now. Let the man, y'all watching history. And you don't appreciate it. And just like you want to say Jason Terry and all that, Kobe got swept too by that same Magic team. I mean that Mavs team.
Yeah, but Jason Terry didn't hold him to
I was actually in the game when he scored.
Matter of fact, if you go back and look at the stats, him and LeBron pretty much average around about the same thing. Kobe only averaged over 20.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
And then for every Jordan fan, come on. If you look at Jordan playoff run, once I'm gonna do like the rest of the Jordan fans. I'm gonna act like he played for 6 years. If you look at it, once he got past the Pistons, who else did he play? He played a Lakers team that pretty much was on. That was like that one-legged dog that's running around the neighborhood, and you're like, "Why are you alive?"
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Phoenix Suns wasn't good. The Jazz wasn't good. Come on, man. Let's be real.
They were good. The Phoenix Suns were very good. The Utah Jazz were very good. The Trailblazers were good. The Supersonics were great. What are you saying?
Come on.
What are you saying, Greg?
You played NBA Live, you played with Clyde Drexler. That's what you telling me?
Huh?
When you got on NBA Live and you played with Clyde Drexler?
In NBA Jam, I did. Clyde Drexler was the jam, man.
Name a jam,
NBA Jam.
I want everybody on this panel right here. Everybody's on the panel in the comments. Tell me a
Thank
team.
You, Wyatt. You got to bring Wyatt in.
Tell you a true what?
Yeah, man, come on. Wyatt, no. Only person that was good on the Jazz was Karl Malone.
John Stockton was good.
John Stockton was good.
Hornacek
was good. Matter of fact, Greg, in one of your pictures, you had the Sean Kemp Gumby. You had it. You was rocking with Sean Kemp.
Hey, I like Sean Kemp, but
I know you do.
Sean Kemp was a dunker. That's it.
He was a powerhouse. He was a powerhouse. Man. And they had Gary Payton, the glove, deadlift shrimp. It was a sharpshooter. Come on, man.
Name me a team that was tough that Michael Jordan played in the finals. Name me a team.
All of them were tough.
Bro. Michael Jordan benefited from an NBA expansion.
What?
Them expansion season. Come on, man.
An expansion season that had the Orlando Magic, that had Penny Hardaway, Shaquille O'Neal,
and they beat Jordan.
Yeah, and then he came back and beat them. They beat Jordan after he came back into the league and played 20 games. I don't
Okay,
know.
I'm gonna give you two teams. I'm gonna give you the Pistons, and I even give you that Magic team. That's two. Come on, Jordan ain't playing nobody, man.
Yes, he did.
And then they talking about the league so tough. Come on, okay, Craig Elo tough. Come on, man.
Hey,
I know one thing.
Hey, Jeezy,
I know one
you
thing.
gotta hold on.
He didn't
One
play
second,
against the Golden State Warriors.
Hey, Jeezy, you gotta unmute your mic, man. I can't unmute you.
Yeah,
There you go.
hear
There
me
you
now?
go. Yeah, got you.
All right.
Jeezy, what you got to say, man? You've been awful quiet, man.
I'm just about to say this. Look, Jordan never won a ring without Pippen.
Facts.
Kobe has won a ring. Kobe has won 2 rings without Shaq.
Facts.
So let's get Jordan out of here with that one, bro. Like Jordan never test his skill to see if he could have won without Pippen.
He did.
He didn't even test it without Phil Jackson. And now that we found out after this documentary that he thought about going for a 7th ring, but he didn't want to do that if Pippen wasn't around. So that kind of lets you know what his thought process was with that. Now, let me see. LeBron, where do I start with him? Let's see. Hold up. And let's define Jordan rings right now. Everybody was trash. You had an old Lakers team. You had the 76ers with Chuck. Like, okay. Jordan should have won that MVP that year, but that's neither here nor there. Let's see. The Supersonics, nobody wasn't sweating that. And the 2 years with the Jazz, that was an old Karl Malone and Stockton. So, I mean, like, there was no challenge there. A ring is defined by the storytelling. The Boston Celtics with the Lakers, that was great storytelling. If any of the teams were good that Jordan went against, there would have been a game 7. There was never a game 7. So that lets me know right there that everybody was just trash at that time. Like there was no sense of urgency in those finals for the Bulls. I'm just saying that. Like those were pretty much sweeps after that. Now I will give it that everybody thought the Lakers were gonna win that first ring. I understand that, but other than that, it was smooth sailing for Jordan. Jordan has not had a road to overcome in the finals. Now the East was stacked. I will give that. I will say that.
So one of the things that's tending to be the number one, and it's kind of like funny. Well, it's funny to me anyway. It seems like everybody's rebuttal is against Jordan.
So maybe exactly, and that's because because everybody wants to talk about the GOAT.
Everybody's rebuttal is against Jordan
because they respect the GOAT. That's why.
Let me not say. Let me say this. I was there for all 6 rings.
Yeah,
and I will give Jordan. He took his lumps in the early going. He had the Celtics. He had the Pistons. I understand that. Like Jordan took his lumps early on, but we got to call a spade. In that early 90s, when it came to like, it was just a foregone conclusion for him to ascend. Like there was no Micheal, no Bird, no Magic, no Isaiah, no Bad Boy Pistons. Like
it was nobody.
Who was Jordan to go against? What was there? And don't say the Knicks. The Knicks was always trash, even with Ewing.
No, they weren't trash. You had a great Pacers team. Come on, man.
Michael Jordan's finals run was so terrible.
We could have had it if Jordan never would have retired. I would have that Houston, them going against Houston, that would have been a Bulls test.
I agree.
That would have been a Bulls test.
Yeah, think about it. It was so bad. Michael
so we'll never know.
Get the games up.
Listen, and then Greg likes to bring up, okay, well, what did he do after people stopped talking about those 6 years, right? So when he went to the Wizards, that's because that man was 38 years old. He played from 38 to 40. Now, what are y'all? Hold on. What are y'all doing between 38 and 40-year-old on the basketball court? Is your player producing at 38 between 38 and 40? Kobe didn't play that long. And when LeBron get there, let's see if he's producing at 40 years old, playing against these 21-year-olds.
What was Jordan's stats at 40?
I'm about to say, what was his stats?
What was Jordan's stats at 40?
Yeah. Hold on, I got you.
Like, I know he scored like 20 points per game.
I mean, Jordan still he scored if he dropped 50 when he was on 45. Give him that. Well, let you know, tell what you fail to realize. Michael Jordan, yes, he won 6 rings. Yes, he's undefeated. That's phenomenal to be undefeated. But he didn't really play nobody. It was so bad that he had to make up stories about the games. Oh, I ate a bad pizza. Oh, my toes are bleeding. Oh, this. Come on, man. Let's just play. Let's just play.
I mean, have you played in ones? He averaged 22 points a game playing with the Wizards between 38 years old and 40 years old. 22 points a game.
To the leadership. Why wasn't Jordan able to will these younger players to be better like he did those 6 Chicago Bulls championship teams? Like, answer that question.
Well, why wasn't Kobe able to do the same thing with Kwame Brown? They both played with him.
Yeah, Kobe chose not to.
I guess that leadership style there didn't work, right?
Hey, no, Kobe chose not to. He said it. Kobe said he wasn't going to. We never. Hold on 1 second. We never said. Let's go back to the leadership thing. I said from the start, Kobe chose to spend time with these people who he wanted to. He looked at you and you had one chance with Kobe. That was it. Jordan, what I hear from everybody about Jordan, he gets up into you, he pushes you. What Caesar say in his R&B voice? He's like a authoritative songwriter or whatever he said. You know, so I mean, Kobe ain't gonna waste your time with you. That's the way Kobe is, man. He's just like he don't care. So don't try to throw shade like that, Tim. I seen you try to slide that in there. Don't worry, don't do that.
Ain't no throwing shade.
You mean to tell
me as we've noticed with all of these players, everybody started to change as they got older. Kobe wasn't the same arrogant, cocky SOB that he was when he was young. As he got older, LeBron, we've seen him mature as he's gotten a little bit older. And we saw that Jordan wasn't riding people in practice when he was with the Wizards like he was when he was in his late 20s. I mean, people mature, and so he changed his approach.
So you saying he was immature when he was leading the teams to the championship?
Hold on.
He matured. I'm not saying he was immature. He grew. I mean, everybody grows. Were you the same at 21 as you are at almost 35?
But most people that mature, when you say you're mature, you don't fall off of something that you do that you're good at. You mature and get better at what you're good at. I don't understand that. You say he matured, so therefore he decided to stop doing what he was very good at motivating people. But maybe that's the way Jordan do things. I'm not sure.
Let me ask one question. Let me ask one question to everybody on the panel.
10 years when he left from the Bulls to the Wizards. That was only like what, 3.5, 4 years?
Yeah, I mean,
like you're still the same guy. You're still in his 30s.
Hold on. Time out. All right, I don't know what that was, but man, hold on. Hey, it was getting a little heated. I think we blew it up. Hold on, let me see. It's probably Greg.
It was definitely Greg.
Yep, it's Greg. It's Greg. Hey, Greg, do you got headphones?
God don't like ugly. It's all right.
Hey, Greg, grab some headphones, man. If he can. I don't know what he's saying. Hold on. Yeah.
Bring Wyatt on in. See, here's the thing. You got your Kobe and your LeBron lifelines just hanging out the whole night. You popping in the Jordan people at bits and pieces. I mean, it ain't even fair.
Yes, it's fair, man.
Bring my people in.
Hold on, man. It's fair. Hold up. I'm trying to. Where's Caesar? I told him. Come on, Caesar. Come on, Caesar. Come on in here, man. But Caesar got to get his connection right, though, bro. Y'all Jordan people. Oh, hey, y'all ain't got y'all connection right. Y'all on that
come on, Wyatt. Bring Wyatt in. Wyatt sitting right here.
Hold on, man. Let me see, man. You tripping. Hold on. Let me see if Greg's good now. There we go, boy.
I was just up on it, but I got one question for everybody. Everybody that's on here, who has the greatest final story? Period.
That's not the topic. That's not the topic. We got to stay on track, Doc. We got to stay on track. We'll bring that up in another episode. We got to stay on track tonight.
You talk about rings. Who has the greatest ring story? That's part of the topic.
That's not.
You can't argue that. That's why you say it's for another time. You can't argue that.
Who's got the greatest ring story? Well, 2 3-peat. Does LeBron have 2 3-peats?
Hey, no. That's your yes, but y'all had the easiest road, bro. The best story.
Here we go. All you can do is play who's in front of you, right? That's all you can do.
I mean, I give you that, but you got to give respect to LeBron and what he has accomplished.
I'm not giving him disrespect. I do respect that man and what he's accomplished. Kudos to him.
Hey, bro, that sounds like a mad statement. Like if I was there, you try to dot my eye or something. That's one of those mad responses. Like he done lost, and you couldn't take the playground.
All right, so yeah, man. So
I feel you, Wyatt.
So Wyatt's about to come in here in a second, but I can only have 6 at a time, so we got to figure something out here.
I drop out.
But man, I let Tim rest, man, because for a minute I thought Tim was gonna jump through the screen on me that last time. I got kind of scared, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so hold on. Let me. Hey, Jeezy, I appreciate you tuning in, bro. Hey, I'll be connecting with you though, man, because we doing that thing with Souls Up, Sleeves Down, right?
Right. Yeah.
We
got down to 7.
All right, man. Well, I'll be on there, man. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man.
All right. Appreciate y'all, fellas. Y'all have a good evening too.
You too, bro.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
All right. Take care.
Let me see here. Let me make sure I can get this man off. All right. So yeah. So hey, Greg, let me ask you a question though, man. Real talk. Now be serious now. Be serious.
I mean, I'm always serious, man.
Who is the real GOAT to you, really? Because I know you like everybody, you like them all, but if you have to choose one GOAT, look at Tim. Tim waiting. Tim like.
I mean, if I had to choose a GOAT, I'm gonna say LeBron with an asterisk. And the only reason I say the asterisk because he's still writing his story.
So you really,
Greg, come on, man. Hold on, no. We've had this conversation before, man. Like I understand that you have a love for LeBron, but the GOAT right now in your head,
it ain't that. It's like it ain't about. I'm not biased at all when it comes to any NBA player but Allen Iverson. I cannot argue Allen Iverson's point because the franchise they defecated on him for years.
Jesus said, "Who had the greatest fake cry in the finals?" LOL.
Hey, I love it, man. Hey, don't get me wrong, man. Listen, like I said, when Jordan won his first title, man, I was 9 years old, and I watched the man all 6 or whatever. I seen them all, but I mean, at the end of the day, when I go back, I'm impressed more with Jordan's basketball game than I am with what he won. The rings, because I feel like, I mean, to be honest, I feel like the rings he won, he was supposed to win them. It wasn't like he had to overcome adversity or anything to win those titles. Only adversity. To be honest, I only give Jordan credit for one ring, and that's when he beat the Lakers. Only reason because he beat the Pistons on the way there.
Okay, that's his answer.
So D, do I mean, I know you, like you said, you really didn't watch Jordan much. I understand that, but I'm pretty sure you probably seen some of the hardwood classics and all that stuff. So do you really feel that Kobe is the GOAT? Like that's what you really think?
I judge my GOAT as far as describing someone as the GOAT from their journey, man. Kobe Bryant's journey. I just want to throw something out there. Okay, during Kobe's 3 straight final appearances, Kobe beat 10 50-win teams in the playoffs. In neither of Jordan championship runs did he face as many 50-win teams. And it took LeBron James his entire 8th straight finals appearance to match the amount of 50 wins that Kobe beat in only 3 years.
I didn't know that. I can respect that.
I mean, the dude, as far as the journey, man, what he had to go to, who he had to face each playoff round to get to the championship. I mean, it's no question that, to me, in my opinion, out of the two, he had the hardest journey. Through injuries, right? Had a lot of injury, broke his index finger on his shooting hand.
Real.
When he played against my Mavs and he lost the ball, he was in a corner. I think he's about to get double teamed, and he shot with his left hand.
Yeah, that was nice though. Yeah, and it looked the same way as his right hand. You know how you say that word? Ambidextrous. Okay, ambidextrous. Oh, dummy.
And that's nice. That's cute. But Larry Bird played a whole game left-handed and still dropped 30 points. So I mean, one shot left-handed, that's cool. I respect the journey of Kobe, and I will say that is why Kobe is second in the GOAT conversation, in my opinion. I think, I've put forth all this evidence tonight, and we saw it on our screen over the last 5 weeks that just enamored the American society with why Michael Jordan is the GOAT. I don't even really have to go on very much further. I mean, he's done it all. His brand. I mean, he's iconic. Okay, and I know that the other guys that we're discussing, as great as people have revered Kobe after he retired and even after he passed, unfortunately, he still won't be able to reach that iconic level that Michael has. And LeBron, although he's still in the game and he has an asterisk, as Greg says, currently, because he's still playing and his story isn't finished, he, short of winning 10 straight NBAs or something, titles, he's not going to reach that level either. Because as we kind of explored in one of our earlier episodes, when we talk about these guys and their brand, Jordan's up here and those other guys are not there. I mean, they may be close, but they're not. So yeah, Jordan is the GOAT, and quite frankly, I don't see that changing.
Could it be
probably this lifetime?
My bad. Could it be because he was the first player that America has seen to play it?
That's exactly why.
No. Hold on. Can I finish? Can you finish saying what you're saying? He first player to be seen what now?
To perform at that level, because I believe, everybody in each sport looks at the greatest player in that sport, right? A lot of people want to be that player. Mm-hmm. You're going to copy some of the moves. That's what Kobe Bryant did. He mastered the footwork, the fundamentals. He looked at Jordan, as a big brother. And in my opinion, he mastered those moves, man.
He did. He does something better. But was Jordan the first one with major talent for the American culture to see?
I feel like
this person playing in the NBA. No, Dr. J was a phenomenal talent, playing above the rim, playing with the big afro, flying through the air.
But this is the thing. With Michael Jordan, it hit a little bit different because Michael Jordan was I feel like Michael Jordan was more marketable than Dr. J was. In right in the era where they were transitioning to where they could make someone look a lot. Not saying Jordan didn't look as good as they made him, but they can make him look like, okay, everything marketing, want to be like Mike. And when we never seen Dr. J did what he did, going up on the basket and stuff like that. Imagine if they could have made the commercials that they made with Michael with Dr. J. Jordan flew, Dr. J would have been done the same. It wasn't the same way. So when they marketed Michael Jordan, he executed with Nike, going with Nikes. I think the thing you're saying to him is that we'll never see anybody as iconic, not just on a basketball court. Jordan was iconic in every aspect of marketing, shoes, clothing, the urban community, all that stuff. He kind of transitioned everything. So yes, we'll never see that, and I feel like that makes Michael Jordan untouchable in so many aspects. But when we're just talking about pure basketball, I do feel like it's players that we can just talk about pure basketball, not the shoes, not the branding or anything like that. And we can say, if we look at pure basketball, this person can be better than Jordan. I've always said that. Now, I haven't said who I said is who I think is the true GOAT, but I do feel like when you look at just basketball, if we don't look at anything else, just basketball, not the rings, just basketball. There's some players out there that you can say actually look better than MJ, in my opinion.
But the rings are a part of playing basketball, right?
No,
so you
it
can't
is.
exclude that. Okay.
No, you can't exclude that. That's why I said that it's so many different factors to play into it when you say somebody is the greatest of all time. It's not just on people. It's not just on the basketball court for people because for I'm not saying this but for some people they get emotional because they think about, oh, I remember when I was 9 and I seen the Like Mike commercials. That makes Michael Jordan the greatest. Okay, some people don't remember those commercials. They don't have that emotional connection with it. It's just they don't have the same emotional connection I have with Kobe, and the reason why I think he's the greatest. Like, they don't have that. But what I'm saying, when we're thinking pure basketball, some people can make legitimate arguments as to why somebody is better than Michael Jordan if you're just talking about pure basketball.
Facts.
Okay. You can make those arguments, sure. But you said, Jeremy, didn't you say that you could point out some players that could be better than Michael Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. From a talent perspective. Mm-hmm. But that means they have to go out there and then perform. Have those players performed at a level playing basketball that was better than Michael Jordan.
Yes, they have. They have performed. So, for instance, what I would say, I've heard somebody say KD doesn't get the respect. He can be, if you look at basketball wise, he can be considered one of the greatest of all time. Mm-hmm. Footwork, back-to-back moves, playing, defending multiple players. Dude, he's went to the finals, won a championship. Doesn't matter if it was with the Warriors or not. He has rings. So yes, I can say that. But also, Tim, to kind of rebuttal what you're saying, it goes back to Charles Barkley didn't have that team to win a championship. Charles Barkley is a hell of a basketball player, one of the greatest of all time. But because of his team, he didn't win a championship. So when we keep saying, does rings matter? Of course they matter. But your team and your coaching staff matters for you to get that ring. Because let's say Jordan didn't win a ring. Would you be right here saying Jordan is the greatest of all time if he didn't win those championships?
Oh, absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because rings don't matter, right?
No, I'm asking
on the basketball
court. So on the basketball court, you've seen enough from Michael Jordan, even though even if he don't produce any rings.
No, what I'm saying,
he can win.
What I'm saying to you, Jeremy, is the rings are a part of the total package. Period. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you could sit there and say, oh, well, if whole different sport, but if Tom Brady wasn't with Belichick his whole career, would he be considered the GOAT as a quarterback? Well, maybe he wouldn't have all those rings. So then maybe no is the answer there, right? It all has to come together. For Mike, it came together.
Exactly.
It was the team and the players and the time. It could even be the time period, because one person could say, hey, well, Mike just happened to be in the right time, the time era, right? Where when Wilt and those boys were playing and we were sitting in segregation, you know what I mean? And that was reason why they weren't able to have those type of marketing capabilities at that time. Okay. Well, now we're way into the future. We got all this social media, and yet being able to kind of have your brand on the pulse of your fingertip at any given moment, nobody's still been able to touch that brand. I'm just saying.
All right. First, let's talk about the brand a little bit. First, Jeremy, I agree with a lot what you said about the brand and never seeing it before. You see, the thing is with Michael, it is the first time a lot of this stuff has been done. So it's never going to be repeated. So you got Michael Jordan, you don't get to see him often, and then he shows up in your town. Everybody's excited because it's like a mystique to it. That cannot be repeated because of the way technology is now. Like, you can get on Twitter, Facebook, IG, whatever, and you can find out what half of these basketball players are doing at this time. Jordan didn't have to do that. They didn't have that for Jordan. So his iconic status is the only thing that separates him from a lot of the players, like Jeremy said, that could be better than Jordan on the basketball. And then even with Jordan didn't change the game of basketball. His athleticism was freakishly remarkable. But you got to think about when you change the game of basketball. Think about Kareem. He couldn't even. They stopped him from dunking the ball. Wilt Chamberlain from dunking the ball. Bill Russell from those guys are iconic within themselves. The way they changed the game of basketball. And then when you argue the Dr. J point, Dr. J was in the ABA. He wasn't even in the NBA for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. So what the things he was doing in the ABA was Michael Jordan. Like anyway, but I never saw it. I wasn't born back then, Mike, with Dr. J, but you get to see the films. So the thing that Michael Jordan has that can never be done again is that iconic status. I mean, if you go back and look at the shoes, man, some of them, man, I sold a pair of Jordans. I sold the 14 last games for $400 or $500.
After the documentary.
4 tennis shoes. Yeah. That'll be repeated. And if you go and look at it, Jordan gained almost $3 billion in sales. The next closest athlete was LeBron with $32 million. But then that's not even close.
Yeah, not even close. And
you cannot. No basketball player, I don't care who they are right now, cannot make up a new tennis shoe company and be like Michael Jordan.
And to defend a little bit on Jordan, he still had to go out there and execute. You know what I'm saying? He did. He performed, and he did. He performed. He was a great entertainer. I always say, I was talking to my daughter, and she always confuses Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson. If she see Michael Jackson, she be like, "Oh, Daddy, Michael Jordan." And I'm like, "Baby." I always tell her it's pretty much the same thing because they both iconic, and they make you feel some type of way when you watch the game and when you watch them perform. LeBron, Kobe, you get that feeling, but not like when you watch MJ. You feel what I'm saying? Like when you watch MJ play, it was just like this feeling you got that I don't know, man. And, you heard the theme songs come on. You seen the jumpsuits. You're like, man. Even though I was a Clyde Drexler fan, I'm like, dang, they finna lose, but I was excited. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, exactly. It wasn't no technology. I had to wait and I had to make sure I watched it. And if I missed it, I didn't see a replay on NBA television or a recap of it. So Chuck, real quick, who's your real GOAT? Because hey, first off, me and Tim gotta say shout out to my man Chuck, man. He didn't want to do the LeBron. To be honest with you, I'm a Kobe fan, and he let me get Kobe, and he did not want to do LeBron. But
all right, Chuck, I had you, baby.
he held his own, man. So hey, Chuck, who's your GOAT, man?
Chuck.
Chuck. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I can't hear you. What you say?
I said,
who you say, Jeremy?
I said, who's your true GOAT? Who do you feel is the GOAT?
Oh, my own GOAT. Okay. All right. I feel like I was debating LeBron tonight, but I feel like it should be. I feel like Jordan's the GOAT, man. 6 titles versus 3 and 6 record for LeBron and 5 and 2 for Kobe. It's just gonna be hard. It's just gonna be hard to argue that for either guy. So I'm sticking with Jordan.
Man, Chuck.
So I know him. I know Tim is going. So for me, I'm gonna do. This is what I do. Jordan and Kobe's a 1A. What I mean by that is because Kobe, I can't say anything about Jordan not being the GOAT because Kobe mimics so much. And even though it's aspects of Kobe's game that I feel like he perfected, that he mimicked Jordan, but he perfected it and added his own swag to it. But still, it was robotic. Like we've seen videos on YouTube where they both do the same you know, and then the same fist, you know, it's just like he mimicked everything. You could tell he studied Jordan's game. But the thing I like about Kobe and the reason why I respect him so much is because I feel like the fine parts of the basketball game, the in-depth conversations, the details, I like that. I like the fact that he wants to study film. I hear so many stories, even before he passed away. I know everybody says he's passed away, of Kobe, you know, losing a game, stand to shoot shots 2 hours later afterwards. I've never heard anybody's else work ethic, even with this story of Jordan. I haven't heard those stories. So that means that those stories didn't happen. I just feel like Kobe wanted to be the greatest, even though he was mimicking Jordan. He wanted to be the greatest. So I just can't, man. LeBron is a third, man. I know a lot of people don't like LeBron. Dude, LeBron is a hell of a basketball player, bro. Like, and Greg hit the nail on the head. We are witnessing greatness right now. And I'm so glad that when I'm 50, 60, Lord willing, I'll be able to say, you know what, I got to watch him play. Because, man, like, just the physique and everything, it's amazing, bro. Like, and he's still playing. We talked about Jordan being 40, what he might be doing. Every year, me and Tim were just talking. We were saying how LeBron was going to produce this year. Every year, LeBron is still, it seems like he's getting better, more accurate, everything except for free throws. I don't know what the heck is with that. But it's just like, I don't know, man. We just got to appreciate what we're watching. For real.
Quick question to Jones and any Michael Jordan fan. First of all, like I said, Michael Jordan by far is a phenomenal, freakish athlete. We get athletes like that once in a while. I mean, you got your Kobe's and Jordans, LeBrons, maybe even Kevin Garnett. Maybe, I don't know, we get freakish athletes here and there. But let's just say, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but for whatever reason, the same way they wrote the script for Michael to be who he is now, if they write the script to let Jordan get, let's say he get 5 rings, hypothetically, I ain't say he's going to do it, or even 6 if he plays that long, what would you argue against LeBron being called a GOAT if that were to happen?
If LeBron gets 5 rings?
5 or 6, if they write the narrative for him to get 5 or 6 or whatever.
What do you mean by writing the narrative as if this is like WWF,
No, dog. Let's be honest, hey, it's time. One more time, John. I'm gonna ask you to pull off your Michael Jordan boxes. One more time.
It has nothing to do with any boxes. Like, I mean, there's no narrative here. There's no. Did the NBA write a narrative for Kobe?
It ain't. That's, we're not talking about Kobe right now. But I can address that in a minute. I'm addressing Jordan. When Jordan started to progress, as they saw for 7 years, they're like, "Wow, this kid is great. Let's make him the face of the NBA." That's writing the narrative.
Right. You have to perform, though. You have to perform.
Face of the NBA. And right now, LeBron has been the face of the NBA for the last 10 seasons. So they write the narrative for LeBron. I'm not discrediting the narrative for any person, but I'm just saying, if LeBron were to win 3 more, or even 2, would you still discredit him, his career versus Jordan, and why? And all you're gonna do is you finna lose the my mama joke fight, and you're gonna say 6-0, right? But give me
well, listen, I don't give credit for just making it to the finals, and I've said that before. I don't know how you can give credit for that.
So that's a good question. I like that. So if LeBron wins a total, if he ends his career and he wins a total of 6 titles, he ends his career, where does that put LeBron on your list?
That would make LeBron number 2.
Number 2. So
that would make LeBron number 2.
So why wouldn't he be number 1?
Because so now it becomes a game of probability or percentages, right? Because now you're talking about he went. Well, it's not. But it's a fact, Greg. I mean, you can say that's all you got, all you want to, but it's a fact. It took LeBron how many finals appearances over how many years to finally get to 6?
Bro, records are broken all the time, and it don't matter how long a player do it. They breaking records.
It does matter.
I mean, you can't do that.
If he gets
Bro,
10 rings, then maybe it's a different discussion. If he gets 10 rings, then maybe it's a different discussion.
Versus you bowling, bro. You know you're not gonna win.
So
I'm not a bowler.
So question. You said so if he gets 10, so he has to get 4 more.
No, what I'm saying is he would have to in order to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ, right? So in order to eclipse Jordan, it would have to be more than 6. It'd have to be more than 6.
So if somebody comes in, let's say Bronny Jr. let's just throw it out there. He comes in, he wins, he goes 6-0 over his career. Let's just say he goes 6-0. That's it. Or let's say somebody goes 6-0 over their career. They average pretty good numbers and stuff like that. Should they then bypass people like LeBron and Kobe? And they should be held in the same conversation because they went 6-0.
It's all about. I mean, there's more than just the number of rings. Bronny. I mean, I think somebody said earlier in the comments, Robert Horry got 7. Yep. Okay, but that doesn't make him the GOAT. He was a role player. Bronny James could come in and he could be the number 3, number 4 guy and still get multiple rings. Yeah, doesn't make him the GOAT.
So that's I guess that's my point with the whole ring thing, man. It's just like, so when it deals with somebody having 7 or 6, I don't know. We gotta stop with the whole ring thing when it comes to Jordan, in my opinion, man. A 6-0 thing, like
you could argue that's you gonna say Scotty 6-0.
Yes.
But I mean,
what about it?
I mean, we know he's not iconic like Jordan. I mean, come on. That, to me, at a point.
But you're also talking about a player that is playing consistently well over an extended amount of time.
And Scotty didn't do that?
Was Scotty averaging 30 and 40 points a game? No, he was not.
Yeah, consistently over time. What you're saying? I'm not saying Scotty's greater than Jordan by no means at all. But what I'm saying is the ring thing at some point, man. Y'all got to redefine y'all Jordan argument with those rings. Because I mean, there are people out there
redefined. He won 6 rings while averaging 35 plus points a game with 11 plus assists. What is there to argue there?
Man, the argument is your rings argument is holding less and less weight.
No, it's not.
That's all y'all got. That's all y'all have to fall out unless you start bringing in the iconic status. And like I said, man, don't get me wrong. 6 rings is impressive. Kareem did it. He's not undefeated, but he did it. So a lot of people argue that Kareem's the GOAT. I'm not one of them because I didn't get to see. By the time I got to see Kareem play, man, Kareem lost half his hair. His goggles got bigger. So that kind of take it away from me.
Yes, exactly. So my man on the chat, Springs, made a comment earlier, and he said MJ wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the strongest, but the way he worked, he made us marvel at what he did. He was playing was poetry in motion, right? I think there is something to be said about how Mike played the game, and we're not talking about just the rings, right? You just said we're sitting here looking at the documentary, and the man is a talent like you've never seen before. Who have we seen at that time? Sure, but again, even your actual greats right now in the league. Kevin Durant just said the other week, if MJ was playing in the league right now, he'd be the best player in the league right now. Period. So let me ask that's coming from somebody who's playing the game, and not us just sitting here, giving our analysis on it.
No, and I mean I agree with that too. I mean, just like I said, the way that he played the game is you can't deny that. Like it's proof in the pudding of the way of how great he was, because Kobe mimicked it, and look at what Kobe had. Look at the type of career that Kobe had. So he's got, of course, like I'm not saying that, but also you got to think about it. Let's say 15, 20 years from now, they make a documentary on LeBron. Okay, they talk to all the players. They do the same thing like they do on The Last Dance, and it's gonna be people saying the same thing. We've never seen anybody play the game like LeBron played. We can make the Magic Johnson comparisons all we want to. We've never seen anybody play the game the way LeBron plays. Period. Who has done it? I can't think of any player. Am I wrong when I say that? Because I mean, I'm not.
And here's to support your argument here is this, and this is another thing that disturbs me about MJ fans is they act like that nobody else can come in here and play the game at that high of a level. Because it's gonna be somebody behind LeBron. We just don't know who that is. Far as we know, and I'm just making this argument. As far as we know right now, to me, in my opinion, the next person that could carry the torch is Kevin Durant. That's just my opinion, just from what's in the league right now. And if we go long term, I like Jason Tatum. I'm not saying he's gonna do it. I just like the brother and what he's doing with the game.
Yeah.
But if KD comes out of this injury, whatever, with his Achilles, and he wins one with with Brooklyn, and then he started to win more, I think once
asterisk, man, he shouldn't have went to the Warriors. That's an asterisk.
That's what he has to win one without the Warriors. Don't get me wrong. I know that for a fact.
But hold on. So you're talking about KD. I like KD. No problem there. But how can you say that he becomes, let's just say, are you saying he becomes the greatest player of all time at some point by winning without the Warriors?
I'm not saying he has to win a championship without the Warriors. The same way
to be validated in what sense?
To be able to start his route to get to that conversation. I'm not saying
okay. To start his route. I get you there. Because again, we're talking about a player who, if we're sitting having this conversation about him, we say, hey, you had a Westbrook and a Harden on your team with a good coach, and you never made it.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is, you have talents that come every blue moon. You have a Michael Jordan, you have a Kobe Bryant, you have a LeBron James. These are freakish athletes beyond skill sets of everybody in the league that could arguably be considered the GOAT. Just those. I'm not saying other athletes can't. Just those three right now, because that's who we're arguing. Who is going to be that next person that has that capability? All I'm just saying is KD has the storyline and opportunity if he were to win in Brooklyn and kept it going.
Sure, he's got an opportunity. Steph has an opportunity. Why not?
Not Steph. No,
why not?
Steph doesn't have. No, it won't work for Steph. For one reason, Steph, he's not going back to the finals.
Wow.
Nah.
Bet your bowling ball on that.
I bet you any Jordan in my closet.
Okay, I'm gonna take that one, but I don't want the Jordan. I want the Vipers, the Vapor Max. But I'm gonna take you on that. You can't say that because he has changed the game.
I mean, the way he changed the game for point guards, I get that. I'm not arguing that, but he's not going back to the finals. He's not going to be the GOAT or be in that line or whatever.
Hey, so hold on. Okay, hold on. It's about to be 2 hours, so let's wrap this up. I want to figure out what it is that we're gonna talk about next week, man. So that's the topic. That's the discussion. I seen somebody post something in the chat real quick that it was 73. Let me see. What was it that they said? I thought I started, but maybe I didn't.
One about the top 5.
Yeah, was it Smooth 23 said that?
Yeah. Does he ask me what do I rank LeBron?
All right, so top 5. So if we were to do our top 5 next week, let's kind of narrow this down. Are we talking about top 5 all time or top 5 playing right now?
Well, I think the Smooth dude, his question was more like top 5 all time.
All time?
I think that's where he was going because he asked me where I rank LeBron.
Okay. Okay, yeah, here we go. Can you guys all name your top 5 all time? Interesting. Y'all want to do that one?
I like that.
I got.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Let's call it the Mount Rushmore.
Okay. So next week, Mount Rushmore. All right. So y'all like that? Tim, you like that?
That's cool.
You thinking something different? What's up? We'll figure it out. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Ponder. But hey, Smooth, I appreciate that. We will eventually talk about that if we don't talk about that next week. But man, all right, man. So we hitting 2 hours. What time is it? It's about to be 11 at my time. It's 11 my time. So hey, I appreciate it. Hey, Greg, appreciate you tuning in, man. Appreciate you battling Tim and supporting.
Hey man, Tim a dog, man. Me and Tim a dog. He know it. It's all love, man. We go way back.
All right, Greg. We'll see you next time, man.
All right.
All right, guys. So yeah. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. Hey, I appreciate everybody that's on the stream. I hope everybody hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Tune in every single Monday, 9 p.m. Unless something happens. Maybe it won't be all of us. Maybe it be 2 of us. Maybe it just be 1 of us. But it's gonna be somebody here just saying something about sports, man. So this is episode number 1. We appreciate it. We're gonna have episode number 2. Stay tuned. Not sure what it's gonna be, but we'll let you guys know. Tim, Chuck, we appreciate it, man. Hey, we gone, y'all. Thank y'all.
Later.